Let's talk about men manipulating women in order to control us. A certain dating coach came online to expose men. Let's have a look.
I never gave her safety. I never gave her stability, because safety and stability meant that she could relax and pause. And a woman who feels safe might realize that she doesn't need me. So I kept her off balance. I created chaos inside the entire relationship, created fights over nothing. One day sweet, the next day cruel, going back and forth. And so she stayed second guessing herself, stayed working, stayed focused, trying to work harder and fix herself, trying to figure out what version of me she'd get, never understanding, never knowing. And I controlled her by keeping her anxious. Because the last thing I needed and last thing I wanted for her to feel steady enough to actually walk away from me. The worst part inside of this is I knew exactly what I was doing because I chose it. Because a stable woman can't be manipulated. But an anxious one stays locked into a relationship much longer than what they want to be. Is the guy in your life doing this to you today?
What does it mean when I cannot be productive if my boyfriend is here? If he's gone, oh my gosh, I got a hair mask in, I'm doing laundry, I'm washing the sheets, I'm cleaning up, I'm vacuuming, I'm doing everything on my to-do list, I'm doing my taxes for next year. But if he's here, I'm lazy, I'm a slob, I can't do anything.
Now, I know this isn't the same thing, but I wasn't productive because I wasn't allowed to do anything. He required all of my time and attention. I couldn't plan any projects when he was over. I needed to give him my undivided attention. If I folded laundry or tried to tidy the house, I was told that I was avoiding him and not spending quality time. I'm a morning person. I'm up at 5:30 every morning. He would want me to lay in bed with him until noon and would sulk if I didn't. I'm not a TV person, but if he wanted to watch TV, I needed to watch it with him, even if it was something I didn't like. But I wasn't allowed to read or write or be on my phone during that time. I had to exist beside him. He would come to my house on the days that he didn't have his kids. And sometimes he would stay like 4, 5, 6 days. I would have no clue when he was going to leave. And on the days he was supposed to go see his kids, he would tell me that the schedule changed and he'd be coming to my house instead. And all I would think to myself is, can you please go? Because I need to do stuff. When he finally did leave to spend the weekend with his kids, he would notice that I had plans. I was always busy, and he would say, I feel like you look forward to when I leave. He was right. I totally did. So obviously that relationship didn't work out.
The first video clip said, you have to keep her anxious so she doesn't leave. You have to keep her anxious so you can control her. A woman that is stable is difficult to control. That just shows how men are in constant fear of losing the women they have in their lives. A lot of men are insecure and they fear losing the women they have in their lives to other men out there. This is very common, more common than you think. Men struggle. They have to fight to get a woman. They also have to fight to keep a woman. But the thing here is this, they are doing it the wrong way because they're not willing to put in the hard work. They are just going for the shortcut, which is manipulation. If you want to keep a good woman as a man, you need to treat her right. It's not that hard. The society have really destroyed men and the way they think. If you want to keep a good woman, you need to see her as a human being and treat her as a human being with respect. It's not difficult, it's not rocket science. We often hear people say men are energy vampires. They sap energy from you. Of course, I'm not going to dispute that. What is the essence of being in a relationship if your partner is sabotaging your growth? That is exactly what the second clip is about. That man is very selfish because himself is not busy. He does not expect the woman to be busy because he feels like relaxing, so she must relax. Her relaxation is mandatory. That is control, that is selfishness. And I'm glad she ended that relationship because she was never going to progress in her personal life. You don't have to pause your life. You don't have to stop existing as an individual because of a man. If you find yourself in a relationship that you constantly become less productive because you have a man around, that man is not good for you. That man is there to hinder your progress. I understand that sometimes you need to make time out to spend quality time with your spouse, but that shouldn't be a habit, and you shouldn't do that at the detriment of your progress, of your business, of your personal life.
So today I want to talk about a manipulation tactic that I haven't heard anybody discuss yet. Now, this is a manipulation tactic that a toxic person or a narcissistic person uses in order to make you feel crazy. And that manipulation tactic is called opposing. Now, opposing is where a narcissist or a toxic person will argue against anything you say, challenging your thoughts, your feelings, your ideas, and your perception. Now, with opposing, essentially, the narcissist or the toxic person is arguing against everything you say, but never offering up any thoughts or feelings or ideas of their own. They're just opposing yours. And essentially, they're just treating you like an adversary. And by saying no to everything, essentially, it's impossible to have any kind of a constructive conversation with a narcissist or a toxic person. And this is why we end up feeling so crazy and nothing ever gets accomplished with a narcissist. Go ahead and drop a comment if you've ever been on the receiving end of a narcissist or toxic person using opposing.
Control is not love. I want to say that again. Control is not love. If someone needs to control you to feel secure, that's not a relationship. That's prison. You ever been with someone who questions every move you make? Who blows up your phone when you don't text back fast enough? Who starts innocently suggesting who you should and shouldn't be around? Listen to me. That is not love. Real love doesn't track your every move like a damn parole officer. It doesn't have you explaining yourself like you're on trial. And it sure in the hell doesn't make you choose between your happiness and their fragile ego. That's not protection. That's possession. That's control. And if you think it's just because they love me so much, you need to wake up to this. Because here's how it starts. First, they just don't like you hanging around with certain people. Then they don't feel comfortable with you dressing a certain way. Next, they start isolating you, making you feel guilty for having your own damn life. And before you even realize it, you're looking in the mirror and wondering where the hell you went. Love should feel like freedom. And if they can't love you without controlling you, they don't love you. They fear losing control over you. And that is not your problem to fix. That's your reason to leave.
I think we should also be careful when we talk about people telling us not to be around some certain people. You have to look at the intent. What is the reason for that advice? Is it for their personal gain or is it for your own personal gain and safety? For example, if you have some group of friends that are obviously not good for you and your partner is telling you to stay off those people, I don't think your partner means harm. But if you have a group of friends that have been your support system, they are good for you, and you guys are like sisters or family, and your partner wants you to stay off those people, then that is something for you to look deeper into. This can be likened to how our parents show concern over the people we hang out with because they don't want us to get into trouble, don't want us to get hurt. So just know that not all partner has evil intention towards you when they complain about the kind of friends you're hanging out with, especially if those friends are not good for you. The next topic is on men complaining about women that have been single for so long. According to them, they said it's hard, it's difficult dating such women. Let's have a look.
Some women have been single for so long they don't date anymore. They grant you access to their peaceful little empire like a reluctant queen handing you a visitor's badge. You text her good morning and she's already annoyed like why are you disturbing the sacred silence of my personal gross journey? You think you're gonna be her boyfriend? Bro, she's sleeping diagonally in her bed for 3 years. She's not giving up that territory because you opened the door and paid for a coffee. Her vibe is I love the idea of you, but your physical presence is kind of ruining my aesthetic. You plan a cute date. She's thinking that sounds nice, but also I could stay home, deep clean my apartment, do a 12-step skincare routine, order sushi, and not have to listen to a man breathe. Romantic surprises? Risky. You show up unannounced with flowers? Cool. She already scheduled her evening. 2-hour bubble bath, wine, rewatching Pride and Prejudice for emotional stability. You're not part of the itinerary, Jonathan. You try to check in emotionally. How are you feeling? She's feeling fantastic because you're not here. When she says, I need space, she doesn't mean I am upset. She means she wants to lay face down on her bed for 3 hours without explaining it to anyone. You're not competing with other guys. There are no other guys. You're competing with her weighted blanket, her peace, her cat named Chairman Meow, and the simple joy of not having to share her fries. And the second you cause even 0.0001% stress, gone. Vanished. Back to her solo adventures and 87 unread therapy newsletters. Are you okay? Yes, she's thriving. She just booked a solo trip to Iceland while you were still composing your good morning beautiful text. Dating a girl who is used to being alone is not romance, it's extreme sport for your self-esteem.
The problem about dating someone who's been single for a very long time is that they are always ready to leave a relationship.
A girl who's been alone for a while, enjoys time by herself and enjoys being alone, doesn't mind eating alone, having fun by herself. That's a dangerous girl. She's comfortable being by herself and realizes her own self-worth before seeking it somewhere else. She knows her power and potential before giving any part of herself to anybody else. A girl like that, if you find her, never let her go.
The first guy that spoke really cracked me up. He's very poetic and accurate. Let's talk about it. As a lady, let's say you've been single for 3-4 years, and during that time, you've been able to find yourself, discover who you are, figure out what makes you happy, what triggers you. You've been able to create a life plan for yourself, a daily routine, a workable schedule, and you've been productive. You've learned how to make yourself happy, and you've made your environment sacred. You've built your life the way you want it to be, and everything you do gives you happiness. I'm not saying that you can't also be sad being by yourself. I hope you get my gist. Let's say you've done all these for yourself and you're self-sufficient. You don't need any man, you don't need anyone to make you happy. Sometimes you get irritated if people come into your space and disrespect you. You have zero tolerance for nonsense. This is you. And then tomorrow you get to meet a man, and this man is not treating you right. This man is trying to manipulate you. This man is not respectful. Are you gonna stay there, or are you gonna kick him out? This is what being alone does to you as a woman. Being alone gives you time to look inwardly and understand yourself, who you truly are. A lot of people don't know who they are because they're in the habit of jumping from one relationship to another. Some people have phobia for being alone. They can't be alone, they must be in a relationship, and it's very bad. Who are you without a man? Who are you without a relationship? Some women don't have an identity, so you need to be by yourself and understand yourself, have your boundaries, set your standards before letting someone else into your space. Doing that will help you know what to tolerate, what not to tolerate, what is detrimental to you, what triggers you. Not you being in a relationship with a man and the man is maltreating you and you can't tell. No. Being by yourself and learning who you are will make you live life on your own terms, regardless of what the dating pool says, regardless of what the society says about relationship and men. It's either the relationship is adding to your life or you're out of it. No two ways about it.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but trying to date someone that has been single for too long, hard. Like, they ain't putting up with nobody. They know their worth. They don't got no time to be playing games.
People who've been single for too long are the hardest to love. They've become so used to being single, independent and self-sufficient that it takes something extraordinary to convince them that they need you in their life.
Let's talk about how transactional men are in relationship and marriage, and how they can't stand the fact that women have become more transactional in relationship and marriage as well.
I can go without fuck you, but it's like for so long I can't. But like I'm saying, you thought we was just gonna be hanging out for months, and like I was just gonna be taking you on dates and shit. Like I wasn't gonna get nothing out of that.
Oh,
That's what you thought.
I guess. Like, I don't know.
We're living in the era of transactional dating. That's why.
Well,
men realize they don't have to be your boyfriend no more. They don't have to be faithful anymore. They feed you well, good dinners, good trips, good gifts. That's all they want.
Well,
now.
not for me. I need.
And that's why nobody is trying to really date, because why would you date when the woman don't really want that no more? If you put a girl right now to a test and ask her what's more important to you, the big Chanel bag right now, Salome in a new car, and not paying her rent or love, how many of that 10 would fail and say love instead of that?
A lot.
I mean, I don't remember asking you to buy me that perfume. You did it because you said you wanted to. And he's just like, well, yeah, that's because I thought you would, at least give me a chance if I did a nice gesture for you.
I feel like nobody talks about this. I think a lot of the times being transactional is not the core of the problem. The problem is that a lot of people are doing it in a very not consensual way. You see, there won't be a problem if both parties are open and honest about what they want in the beginning. So both parties know what they are expecting. And if both of them are able to make the other person feels like they are satisfied with what they got, then that's called mutual beneficial. But here's the thing. A lot of guys, they didn't ask you what you want. They just assume what you want. And after they've done the deeds that they think you want, and they be like, hey, I give you what you want. Where's what I want? In that situation, does a girl ever have the chance to say what she actually wants? Does she have a choice at all? I do not call these guys transactional. It's cliche, but it's actually about power. Because in that case, he's the only one that is allowed to voice what he actually wants. But girls can only go along with their plan. But what if the plan doesn't go their way? That girl has problems. Probably a bad person. That's why they don't want to have an open conversation about what you want before the date. Assuming you don't know what you want, don't actually care, or simply just doesn't have much to give.
Women are not expected to have wants. They are not supposed to need things from men in relationship. They are supposed to go with the flow. Whatever a man wants, that's it. A man is the only one that is supposed to request from a woman, not the other way around. Remember, it's always the slave and master relationship. It's okay for men to infantilize women and make decisions for women and assume, oh, she does not want anything or she would want this without even thinking about having a conversation with that woman and asking her what she actually wants. Let's start with the first video. In that video, the man was pissed. He said he was thinking that after taking her out on dates, he's going to get something in return. Men are always after sex. I've said this a lot of time on this channel. Men are always after sex. Once they do something for you, they want sex in return. If a man takes you out on a date, he wants sex in return. If a man gives you a lift, he wants sex in return. If a man buys food for you, he wants sex in return. It's very common. I'm not trying to put all men in this category, but it's very common. Men don't do things for free. They are very selfish. It's always about what they stand to gain. They don't do free service. Oh, men are gentle. They're gentle because they want something from women. If there is nothing for them to get from that kindness, most of them will not be willing to show kindness to women. Relationship and marriage has always been transactional for men. Men date you, spend on you because of what they stand to gain from you. They stand to gain sex. They buy you clothes because they want you to look sexy and appealing to them so they can sex you. They marry you because they want you to do their chores for them and also expect you to bear them children. It's all about them, not you. So that man saying that relationship is becoming more transactional these days, the reason why it seems that way is because women have woken up to the game men have been playing for so long. So women are becoming more transactional these days compared to how it used to be before. In the past, women were the ones giving. They were not asking from men. Women were taught and groomed to be nice and agreeable, show compassion, be humane to humans and men took advantage of that. It's easier for you to find a woman that is self-sacrificing, selfless, than find a man that is selfless and self-sacrificing. A lot of women get into relationship with the mindset of building with a man, helping that man grow, growing that relationship, nurturing that relationship, not with the mindset of taking, collecting and ripping that man of what he has. But men get into relationship with the mindset of having constant sex, regular sex, free service, free labor, and all that. In modern time, currently, women have woken up to that. Women can't fend for themselves. So now when they get into relationship, they are not buying that love gibberish, because that is what men have used for so long to deceive women. They are not buying that love gibberish. You give me, I give you. If you want me to sleep with you, you pay me. If you want me to clean for you, you pay me. If you want me to be your girlfriend, you have to pay me and support me. Because being your girlfriend is a job that comes with a lot of work. So I need to be paid for that. So that is what men are recognizing. That is what they're seeing. And that is what is making them think and say that, oh, relationships are becoming more transactional. No. Men have always been transactional. It's just that women are matching up with them. Women are matching up with their energy. Women have clocked the game and they are ready to play men the same way men have been playing women for so long. If you would love to watch more videos like this, click this video to watch men who talk down on women, who belittle women so that women can reduce the standard for them to stand a chance to date them. And I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.